Welcome to the Filipino lesson for beginners. We shall continue to learn more vocabulary and sentence construction before moving on to building conversations.
Anong iniinom mo?
Which means, what do you drink?
Uminom ng tsaa.
Which means, drink tea.
Iniinom.
Is the present continuous tense of drink, which emphasizes on the object of consumption.
Uminom.
Is the basic verb in present tense, which means to drink. However, in most scenarios, it can change the verb to past tense.
Inumin.
Is an expression used for future or intended actions. This is a common pattern in Filipino, where the past tense form is sometimes used to express the action itself, especially when combined with verbs like
Gusto. Anong kinakain mo?
which means, what do you eat?
Kainin mo ang kanin.
Which means, eat rice.
Kainin mo ang pagkain.
Which means, eat meal.
Kinakain.
Is the present continuous tense of eat, which emphasizes on the object of consumption.
Kainin.
Is the basic verb in present tense, which means to eat, which expresses the action of eating itself.
Kumain.
Is used for rice, as rice is often considered a part of a meal, rather than a specific item to be eaten on its own, which is usually paired with side dishes.
Gusto.
Is an expression, which refers to want, or a desire for an action that is yet to happen. For example,
Gusto kong uminom ng tsaa.
which means, I want to drink tea.
Gusto kong kainin ang pizza.
Which means, I want to eat pizza. We shall slowly move on to the conversations. This is a conversation between you and the waitress at the restaurant. The waitress asked,
Anong gusto mong inumin?
what do you want to drink? You replied,
Gusto kong uminom ng tsaa.
I want to drink tea. The waitress further asked about the main course meal.
Anong gusto mo kainin?
What do you want to eat? You were accustomed to eating rice as a staple food back in your home country. You decided to go ahead with the same, as it is also a staple food in the Philippines.
Gusto kong kumain ng kanin.
I want to eat rice. We shall have a look at the conversation one more time.
Anong gusto mong inumin? Gusto kong uminom ng tsaa. Anong gusto mo kainin? Gusto kong kumain ng kanin. Umaga.
Which means morning.
Hapon.
Which means afternoon.
Gabi.
Which means evening or night.
Ngayong umaga.
Which means today morning.
Kahapon ng hapon.
Which means yesterday afternoon.
Bukas ng gabi.
Which means tomorrow evening or tomorrow night.
Saan ka pupunta?
Which means, where are you going?
Pupunta ako sa tindahan.
Which means, I will go to the shop.
Anong bibilhin mo?
Which means, what do you buy?
Gusto kong bumili ng tasa.
Which means, I want to buy a cup. We shall look at another conversation. This is a conversation between you and your friend. Your friend asks,
Saan ka pupunta bukas ng gabi?
where are you going tomorrow evening? You replied,
Pupunta ako sa tindahan.
I will go to the shop. Your friend curiously asked,
Anong gusto mong bibilhin?
what do you want to buy? You were planning to buy a gift for your cousin's wedding later that week. And responded,
Gusto kong bumili ng tasa.
I want to buy a cup. We shall have a look at the conversation one more time.
Saan ka pupunta bukas ng gabi? Pupunta ako sa tindahan. Anong gusto mong bibilhin? Gusto kong bumili ng tasa.
The Philippine peso, or
Piso.
is the official currency of the Philippines.
Centavos.
Are coin denominations to represent Filipino currency which are lesser than 1 peso. 1 peso is equal to 100
centavos.
We shall look at the coin denominations of the Filipino currency, one by one.
Isang centavo.
Which means 1 centavo.
5 centavos.
Which means 5 centavos. 1 centavo and 5 centavos can be rarely seen in today's transactions.
10 centavos.
Which means 10 centavos. 10 centavos is defunct since 2017, however it continues to remain a legal tender and rarely used in transactions.
25 centavos.
Which means 25 centavos.
Isang piso.
Which means 1 peso.
5 piso.
Which means 5 peso.
10 piso.
Which means 10 peso.
20 piso.
Which means 20 peso. While the usage of centavos has diminished significantly in recent times, the coin denominations of pesos continue to be frequently used in everyday transaction. Thank you for the patient learning. Stay tuned for more updates. If there are any doubts regarding the Filipino lesson, please feel free to ask questions in the comments section.